It's your boy Deep Rhythm. Welcome back to another video. And in this video, we got some knowledge that we want to spit and preach out and, spit out to y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back to another video. It's been a minute since your boy Deep Rhythm got in another video, but we here today. We here flowing with all our systems, with all our, and all our juices and everything like that to go. So in this video, we got a lot that we want to discuss. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and get right to it, right? So the first thing that we want to talk about right now is the law of equivalent exchange and the law of strengthening, balancing your strengths, right? So now in plenty of other videos, we talked about how you need to strengthen all aspects of yourself, your mind, your body, your spirit, you know what I'm saying, and everything, right? Everything has to be strengthened. So, you know what I'm saying, a lot of times we get into a space where we don't feel like certain things we don't carve out because we don't want to follow the ideology and principles of another kind of people, right? You know what I'm saying? So if this be the case, this being the case, we have to carve ourselves out, strengthening all aspects of ourselves, right? So a lot of times we clash in ideologies because sometimes as black people specifically, we think that in terms of decolonizing ourselves and becoming more of an authentic human being within ourselves, this means doing everything that the white man isn't doing, or this means doing everything that the Roman culture and it ain't doing, right? But this is not the case, and a lot of times this can cause us to become a half person, half of a human being, you know what I'm saying? So it's important to understand that we have a duty, to strengthen all aspects of ourselves. And it comes with the difference of ideology, right? When you come in the context of I came down here with a purpose, with a vision, and with gifts, and I need to strengthen myself in order to maximize those gifts, then that's when we can come and take, we come with a different ideology and a principle that we need to become stronger in all aspects of ourselves, right? Versus the ideology of religion and a white philosophy that we need to just stay and do nothing and pray. But anyway, that isn't the case, and it's important that we carve out all aspects of ourselves. Now, when we come with this ideology right here, now we have to understand that it's important for us to be able to strengthen all aspects of ourselves. It doesn't just come at a ground level of just doing the work. You have to speak the work that you do as well. It doesn't come from just, speaking the message. It comes from the work that you do as well. And it has to be a balance in all things that we do. And sometimes people don't get the message, or people don't get it right. It's when they don't apply themselves in all aspects of ourselves. And we get that from what we see. We see people on the internet doing too much of something. And it's like, we look at the person and it's like, damn, I don't want to be like that person. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do what that person is doing. So then we overcorrect ourselves by not doing what they're, to make sure we're not doing what they're doing. But then we end up doing not enough. We end up half-hearting our own selves and doing what we're supposed to do, in the original mission of strengthening all aspects of ourselves, So it's like, even though this person is doing it this way, and this person is an influence to me in a specific way, I still have to understand that it's most important for me to strengthen all aspects of myself, in order for me to be the best version of myself, regardless of what anybody else does. We get, I think that, and this comes from categorization. Society has a great way of categorizing things and putting things, in bundles, which causes people to fear being themselves, right? Because people don't want to be classified and categorized with another, narrative, right? In another light. So it's important to be able to understand this, and it's like we want to be able to do great, we want to be able to be ourselves, right? But a lot of times it's hard for us to be ourselves because when we get on the internet, somebody doing something in a specific way gets debunked, and now we don't want to be ourselves because what we deem being ourselves might slightly fall into the category of this other person. I might be bundled up with this other person, even though what we're doing is specifically and consciously, you know what I'm saying, not. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times I feel like it's important for us to be able to recognize this, you know what I'm saying, categorization and how the enemy can categorize us, right? Because this affects our conscious, you know, it affects our conscious mind. So we need to be able to protect our conscious mind in order to be, you know what I'm saying, in order to be able to express ourselves freely, right? Because if we get caught up in the aspect of categorization and, you know what I'm saying, of things being classified or categorized as one specific thing, this means we're not strengthening ourselves enough consciously. You know, we're not strengthening ourselves consciously enough in order to debunk, you know what I'm saying, in order to really figure out what consciously this is. You know what I'm saying? So this is why, you know, that's important, you know what I'm saying, to strengthen all aspects of yourself consciously, you know what I'm saying, by speaking what you know, speaking what you do, and speaking what, you know what I'm saying, about yourself. A lot of times we don't like to talk a lot because, you know, that's what the white man do, right? To put blunt and simply, right? That's what the white man do. He talk a lot. So, and it's because, you know what I'm saying, he talk a lot. We don't want to be like them. We don't want to be like that. So we overcorrect and don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? But now we're being half of a human being, because part of being a human being is speaking. You put in the work, you do what you do, but then you got to express that other aspect of life by, you know what I'm saying, of yourself by speaking it, right? And reiterating that consciously into the universe and back into yourself. So, you know, strengthening all aspect of yourself is the most important thing, right? You know what I'm saying? It ain't just one way or the other. It ain't, I'm just gonna put on this character, and this character is you know what I'm saying, that I'm putting on doesn't have any of these qualities, so therefore I'm not gonna have any of these qualities. No. Regardless of whatever, you know, character you put on, you still gotta strengthen yourself, you know what I'm saying, in all aspects. You know what I'm saying, all aspects, right? You know what I'm saying? That cater to where you're trying to go, because this is gonna help you to become a more authentic human being and express your message. Right? So it's like training your left hand like you would your right arm, writing with your left hand just as you would your right hand. You know what I'm saying? Taking time to little by little, or at whatever pace, you know what I'm saying, just here and there develop yourself that way. Right? So it's about you know what I'm saying, having supreme consciousness in what you do. Right? If you know you put in the work, and you know you do specific things, you speak those things, right? You get it off your chest. You put it out in the universe. We have to start exercising all of these systems, right? So, yeah, that's my message in this video right here. Is most definitely to strengthen yourself that way, and as well as to understand, right? When we talk about strengthening all aspects of ourselves, this means everything. There could be plenty of things that us as human beings we don't do, but we need to do more. You know what I'm saying? This is suppression, and if you suppress something, suppression leads to control of the enemy. Right? The enemy controls things that are suppressed and that you don't express. So if you don't speak, now he can control the narrative. You know what I'm saying? If you don't act or do a specific action, commit to a certain action, he can control the narrative of that action that you didn't do. You know what I'm saying? So if you think something, right, and if you see something wrong, you got to fix it, right? You got to fix it and put some sort of expression to it. Because if you don't, now the narrative can be changed that, you know what I'm saying, on who you really are. You know what I'm saying? And that you didn't, you know what I'm saying, put you in a light. It can put you in a light that it isn't you, you know? So, I think that's the most important thing too, right? Like I said, strengthening all aspects of yourself, because anything that you haven't strengthened can be used against you. You know what I'm saying? In the conscious mind, right? In the conscious realm. You know, there's realms and levels to this. There's realms and levels to everything. If you haven't strengthened yourself in a specific realm, then that realm can be used against you. So when we talk about the fifth dimensional realm, now we're talking about the realm where you become the weapon. Right? I call this the realm of weaponization, because now you know what I'm saying, when you light that cannonball, right, you got two people, the person lighting the cannonball and the cannonball itself. In the fifth dimension, you become the cannonball. In the fourth dimension, you're the person lighting the cannonball. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference between the person lighting the cannonball and the person being the cannonball. You have to be both. It's time that, you know what I'm saying, we start being able to control not just what we think and not just our ideas, but the expression of those ideas, right, into action. You see what I'm saying? It's been a long time coming since, you know, the white man has been able to control the narrative, right, and control the education and to control all these different things in us. But now, you know what I'm saying, not just it's important to be able to control not just the education and what we think and how we process information, but to control the cannonball as well, and to be the fifth dimension and realm as well, right, where we become that cannonball, right, and we become those systems that we imagine and that we those philosophies that we, you know what I'm saying, write out and play out in our heads and our minds, you know what I'm saying, through our experiences. So I think those two things are important, and the ideas that we come up with and the ideas that we have in order to, you know what I'm saying, move a specific way of what we think should change about the world, or, you know what I'm saying, what we need more of, what we need, you know what I'm saying, it's important to control both realms, the fifth dimensional realm and the fourth dimensional realm, the ideas and the execution of those ideas, right, making those things happen, right, becoming that weapon, becoming that cannonball, you know what I'm saying. So you know what I'm saying, going out and doing these things, right? Changing things, right? Getting into the outlets that you need to do it to be able to enforce, you know what I'm saying, your will, or not your will, but that will that you writ down and came up with, right? Or that came to you. So both are important and are very necessary. You know what I'm saying? All realms are important, right? You have to control the second dimension. You know what I'm saying? What you write. You know what I'm saying? Because what you write is what you write on your own mental dialogue. You know what I'm saying? Your own mental dialogue is written by what you write on in two dimension, right? The second dimension. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? For the most part. You know what I'm saying? That's a very important aspect of controlling your mental dialogue, right? The second dimension. Also, what you draw. You know what I'm saying? Or not even just what you draw, just art in general. You know what I'm saying? Art in general. But the third dimension is also a dimension, right? The dimension of humanity, right? As a human being, who are you? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? In the third dimension. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This is the realm in which, of course, you know what I'm saying, taking care of your body, what you do, hanging around people, what you watch, all these different things, right? You know what I'm saying? The third dimensional realm, right? You know what I'm saying? Because you're still a human being at the end of the day, so you got to control this realm too. You know what I'm saying? You can't get too caught up in the fourth and fifth dimension and what you want to carve out. You got to control all dimensions, even you as a human being, right? How you talk to your friends and your parents and, you know what I'm saying, your loved ones, and, you know what I'm saying, or what you spend your time doing. If you don't talk to anybody, you just stick to yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying, watching a game, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, how deep you really go into those spaces too, right? Because at the end of the day, you're still a human being. You can't just stick and just be like, me as a human being is just work. Like, I tried that before, you know what I'm saying? And that used to be me, right? But I realized it became harder for me to express myself as a human being around other human beings. And that's not good. That's not normal, right? I had, you know what I'm saying? Because I failed to control that realm of being a human being, right? So all aspects and all forms are important. So, you know, so to expand a little bit more on that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I have to make sure that I'm being the strongest version of myself. I have to make sure that I'm the most physically fit version of myself, that I'm the most mentally sound version of myself, that I'm the most imaginatively sound version of myself. I'm making sure that I'm in control of all of these things, what I imagine, right? What I think, my ideas, and the execution of those ideas. You know what I'm saying? So all these different things, I have to make sure I'm sound, strengthened in, right? And this includes the third dimensional realm as a human being. I don't want myself to appear a certain way, you know what I'm saying, in front of people. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be so caught up in the aspect of, you know what I'm saying, what I'm carving out that I lose sight of my expression as a human being. Nah, I want control of all of this. I want control of every single part of it. You know what I'm saying? And another thing is, last time I checked, you know what I'm saying? Last time I checked, apples go with apples and oranges with oranges. You know what I'm saying? If you be someone who works really hard, you know what I'm saying? You also have to be someone who has that supreme confidence in the work that you do. You know what I'm saying? It comes hand in hand. It doesn't come one without the other. It doesn't come just work behind the scenes. And you know what I'm saying? You work behind the scenes now. Now that you work, you know what I'm saying? Now you don't say nothing, right? I mean, I get that sometimes you don't say nothing because you believe that, you know what I'm saying, other people just ain't worth the expression of that, right? They not worth you speaking anything about it. But at the same time, what comes first is the strengthening of yourself, right? And the strengthening of you know what I'm saying, the strengthening of you as a person, right? So you have to, you know what I'm saying, still express that in some way, shape, or form, your work, right? You still express that work consciously. You know what I'm saying? So now, the last thing I want to talk about to leave y'all on this is when we talk about, man, listen, for some reason I feel like it's very crazy how a lot of times as human beings, it seems like the more work that we do, the less conscious we are, and the less that we speak about the work that we do. And it seems like the less work that we do, the more, you know what I'm saying, people speak, right? The less work people do, the more they speak, right? And the more they try to get out information and you know BS like that. So I want to understand. I want to put this in proper context. Like it's for a reason. You know what I'm saying? As a trainer, when you train, the days that you grind, that you're in the gym more, you're utilizing more of your blood and your energy into your body, and it's getting taken away from your brain and conscious thinking. The motor neurons are working, you know what I'm saying, and it's taking energy, or it's recycling it. You know what I'm saying? Energy is getting taken from your conscious mind, right? So it's a balance. It's a balance of being able to work out, you know what I'm saying, and utilize your energy that way. But even on the other end of that, you know what I'm saying, it's your ability to use your energy to sit down, rest, and pour more energy back into your conscious mind. You know what I'm saying? And it's a balance between the two. You know, I wanted to say that, right, because I wanted to express this point right here, that it's that important and that very crucial to balance all aspects of yourself, because you know, how much energy are you putting into something that's not being, you know what I'm saying, that's taken away from something else. You know what I'm saying? So it's a balance thing of energy. You know, it's a balance thing of you being able to put more, you know what I'm saying? It's a balance thing of you being able to, you know, balance out all realms, right? All these different dimensions, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, as a basketball player, you know, I want to make sure I'm pouring this energy into, you know, physically on the basketball court. But at the same time, it comes a point to where I have to come out the basketball court and strengthen myself in other aspects. You know what I'm saying? And these other aspects that I strengthen myself actually help me back to the basketball court, get back to the basketball court and perform at a higher level. Because now I know more, and now I'm operating in different angles, you know what I'm saying, or in another angle. So, you know what I'm saying, when we talk about getting into the aspect of business, you know, it's important to come with the same rhythm and the same, you know, mechanics that you came with, you know what I'm saying, that you've been raised up in. But at the same time as well, getting into business, you have to understand how much energy you're putting into certain things that's taken away from other things. What ideas, you know what I'm saying, what aspects of your mind are you taking away from, or even your body that you're taking away from, that isn't allowing you to perform up to par, you know what I'm saying, in order to push this, you know what I'm saying, this whatever agenda you're trying to push, right? Or this message that you're trying to push, right? So now when we talk about getting into that aspect of business and carving yourself out this way, you know, we have to understand that this is like what we gotta understand. Like, when we talk about being able to control what we push and control our energy to the point to where we're putting energy in proper place, we have to understand that not only do we have to watch the energy that we put into the energy that we put into certain things, and what that energy takes away from. But at the same time, we have to understand, as you know what I'm saying, as an entrepreneur, as someone carving themselves out, what energy do I need to be around more, right? What do I need to be around more of, right? What do I need more of? You know what I'm saying? As opposed to, you know what I'm saying, and what's taken away from that. So a lot of times, man, as a basketball player, getting into the aspect of business, you have to change your systems a little bit, man. Like, your systems ain't always going to be the exact same as it was before, simply because your systems require so much energy that's taken away from aspects of business that will help you carve out business. So when you get into doing different things, right, like getting into doing business instead of hooping and being on the basketball court or being an athlete, now you have to sort of change your systems and do some more of this type of mental work instead of doing this type of physical work, which is a drastic change in a person completely. Because as a person who grew up working out, running, and operating on this dimension and this level, you know what I'm saying, now you have to come into a different dimension, right, and be able to strengthen yourself and work here, you know what I'm saying, in order to push, you know what I'm saying, something that you're trying to carve out. So it's very complex. It's a very complex process of changing complete, you know what I'm saying, forms like that. You know what I'm saying, that some people or a lot of people struggle with. So with that being said, it's like, what are these things that we have to get into more as athletes coming into, you know what I'm saying, the entrepreneurial realm. And when it comes to being an entrepreneur as well, you know what I'm saying, we all have to take that time to sit back and reflect and really see what we're trying to do and start writing down business plans and all that type of stuff, right? But then it comes to a point as an entrepreneur, it's like, what are you trying to do specifically? Specifically, when you can figure out what it is, you know what I'm saying, you're trying to do, you get a better picture, or you can get a better picture of what type of spaces that you need to be in, you know what I'm saying, to make sure you're not taking too much from another energy source. So with that being said too, it's you know what I'm saying, understanding, because everybody's different, right? As an entrepreneur, everything's not going to be the same. You know what I'm saying? Not everything's going to be the same as an entrepreneur, man. Some people and their systems, you know what I'm saying, as an entrepreneur and covering themselves out, may require a little bit more of a specific energy than another, right? Some people may need to actually, you know what I'm saying, do more certain exercises, maybe like footwork drills or functional application, you know, appliance drills like that, you know what I'm saying, to get their mind working in that way, you know what I'm saying, in order to help them out, and you know what I'm saying, in business. But you know, because everything is not the traditional way, right? But anyway, with that being said, you know what I'm saying, like, we can really go into the depths and details of what different ways that, you know what I'm saying, a person needs to, you know what I'm saying, that a person can carve themselves out in order to get into business, right? So, for instance, as a you know what I'm saying, as someone who is trying to become, or trying to do, say, like, as an artist, right? Or as someone who's constantly creating new things day after day, right? You want some type of level like that. Now, this is important to the physical training that you do. You mean you would be on a level more so of, you know what I'm saying, coordination and appliance. You You know what I'm saying? Your ability to apply to get into a function and then apply new concepts as you go, which is very difficult, which can be very embarrassing, right? Because if you fail at doing this new thing, you're pioneering. So if you fail, people gonna judge you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the most hardest thing to train, right? Mentally is when you start to do something and then you know what I'm saying, you got the fear of somebody judging you. Like say if you was walking some type of tightrope and you fall or something, you know what I'm saying, and you hit your head. You know what I'm saying? Or if you was or if you was trying to master a footwork drill, right? This is you know what I'm saying, master a footwork drill and you fail, right? It's embarrassing, you know, something like this. So that's why I say footwork drills is important, you know, for someone who's on that caliber and creating new footwork drills as you go. Because now you're training the mind and you're putting your mind in a position to where it has to continually create, right? And this is what I mean by expressing all the realms that are important to a craft, right? Because now not only is this helping you just in terms of, you know, psychologically, but it's putting you in that space, right, to where you have to literally, it's getting you comfortable with creating and failing, right? You know what I'm saying, and not, you know what I'm saying, and embarrassment, you know, the fear of embarrassment is putting you in that space of all that, you know what I'm saying? So you carry that. So anyway, this is I wanted to really spread that, you know what I'm saying, put knowledge on that because I wanted to really express that all this stuff right here, man, is like I wanted to express that to express, like, you know what I'm saying, this is the type of stuff that sometimes we get misconstrued, right, in terms of you know, when we talk about this transition right here, you know what I'm saying, and of just being smarter, you know, and coming into different spaces, not applying too much energy one way, but applying more energy another way as well, right? But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna conclude this video right here. Hopefully this video is helpful for somebody, you know. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Deep Rhythm. This was the Deep Rhythm podcast. We out.